Get ready to go on a voyage through the depths of consciousness. Expand your awareness and discover perspective unlike anything you have heard before. How far are you willing to expand? Welcome to the Expansion Point with your host, Brad Johnson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast teaser episode of The Expansion Point. I am your host, Brad Johnson, and I'm really excited to reveal this exciting new radio show that's going to be coming on April 9th, as our debut episode will be happening on BBS Radio. And again, you can tune into that at www.bbsradio.com. And we are at radio station number 1, and we start at 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday, April 9th. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you who aren't really too sure about what the Expansion Point is, in a nutshell, it really is all about cutting-edge insight that's going to be brought forward through the depths of the collective unconscious, through the matrix. As I'm a conscious matrix communicator, I'm able to access a great deal of knowledge. And a lot of this knowledge, this information, this insight is going to be brought forward relating to certain topics, such as healing, rejuvenation, upliftment, the ideas of the ascension process, advancement, extraterrestrial awareness, universal paradoxes, ancient Earth history, what's ahead for our future, psychic development, intuitive development. There's going to be all kinds of different information that's going to be coming together through this particular radio show, The Expansion Point. There's also going to be a lot of techniques and methods. So again, not only is it helping to expand your intuition, but it's also helping to expand certain degrees of awareness to really help to shape your own world. We're all part of this planet on a way that it is so subjective to us and that it's so malleable through our thoughts that we're basically going to discover together how we can mold, shape, and like clay, our particular reality and make it much more beneficial for us, what serves us more rather than what doesn't serve us. So that's going to be a lot of information. It's going to be a lot of techniques and methods relating to how we can work together in shaping the planet, and that each and every single one of us that shapes our own world has an opportunity to become a lot more broader in awareness relating to what exists in our own universe. And so this will allow us to communicate with other degrees of consciousness, whether it be beings that exist in different dimensions, extraterrestrial consciousness, angelic consciousness, ethereal energy, accessing the Akashic records. All of it is going to be unveiled and it's going to be revealed. So this is going to be a really exciting radio show, not only through the idea of talk radio, but also something where you can tune into and you can get something really powerful out of this. And it really only becomes as powerful as those who tune in and continue to give feedback relating to what is it that they would like to explore a lot more. What's something that you feel you would like to know more about? Perhaps I would like to know more about ET disclosure. Perhaps I would like to know more about purifying my connection to the law of attraction, to universal energies, how to become more psychic, how to become more intuitive, learn how to become a very proficient healer, etc., etc. Whatever these may be, when I have that feedback, then this really makes for some great future shows. So this is going to be a bi-weekly radio program on BBS Radio. And again, just feel free to drop by some comments or some questions. If you do have questions for certain topics of the shows that you weren't too sure on yourself, then again, that's something that can always be an addition to future shows as well. So the Expansion Point is something that I'm just really, really excited to reveal to people, to just being able to unveil this. And I have done radio shows in the past, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one the most because it really is unlimited in its potential of what it can offer, not only in regards to what the host is saying, but you'll also have the opportunity to interact with this program as well, as we will have live call-ins at the end of every show. And whether it be through questions or feedback, insight of your own, you'll have the opportunity to call in live and being able to share your perspective with the world that's tuning in. And the reason why I chose BBS Radio is because, again, it's got a really great following. There's a lot of wonderful viewers. I wouldn't say viewers, but I guess I should say listeners. See, I'm too adapted to video, so I have to get back to getting used to audio here. There's a lot of great listeners on the program, and so it's just a powerful epicenter with a lot of people who are really interested in the metaphysical consciousness field to check out another show that's really one of a kind. So again, you'll have the opportunity to call in and to ask questions and provide insight of your own. And there will also be channelings with Adronis. So Adronis will be coming in on every episode, and he'll be sharing perspective in relation to the topics that are the show's main subject of discussion, as well as maybe something that he may add additionally. So again, a lot of really exciting, amazing, incredible information to come. The first episode is going to be focusing a lot on healing, and we're going to be looking more into how we can all become proficient healers, how we're really able to look into ourselves and not really only heal ourselves, but reach states of great enhancement. And again, this is where I'm talking about that you're not just looking at a self-realization. You're starting to look at yourself as a unified civilization realization. And then you're going to start looking at yourself as a unified planetary realization. And then you're going to be moving on into a unified galaxy realization and a unified universal realization. So it's all about these potentialities that we all have. And this is the key facet of becoming a conscious matrix communicator, of being able to share your presence, your understanding of what energy, of what consciousness, of what reality is attempting to share with you. What are the signs and synchronicities that reality is looking to share with you? How can you exponentially transform yourself and become one with that? Become that crystal, become that facilitator, become that facet of higher consciousness, and letting the universe guide you. And so it's basically looking into all these dilemmas with the self. And the self represents one of the grandest illusions. And of course, we'll be talking about that a lot more as well. That it really is the mindset of the unified consciousness. And that if we can move a lot more into that forefront, our reality can transform exponentially overnight. We have the capability to, again, shift and completely mold and manifest these incredible clay-like situations where you're just taking like a big block of clay and you're molding it into a sphere. And that's what we have the capability of doing. We have the ability to shift. We have the ability to form and repackage ourselves to become more of these universal conduits. So again, that's going to be looked at very thoroughly within the very first episode that's going to be debuting on April 9th. So again, a lot of topics that are in relation to healing, in relation to upliftment, in relation to becoming vessels of higher consciousness. This is exactly what we're going to be talking about. Adronis will also be coming through and will be giving his perspective relating to healing and upliftment and becoming vessels of higher consciousness and being able to usher in a lot of this unified consciousness. And it's happening. I mean, I'm just looking at how we are all interacting with each other in this very moment, about what the world is going through in this very moment, in all degrees of its nature, from politics to economy to education to social, logical transformations. It's all happening, and it's becoming so powerful and so amazing. I mean, the energies are more ripe now than they have ever been. It really is just it's a child's playground. It really is. It's just sometimes that we get so caught up understanding that, well, maybe this is my merry-go-round. Maybe this is my slide now. Maybe these are my set of swings, and I don't want to share it with anybody else. Or some other person doesn't want to share it with anybody else. Maybe it's their property. And so we're transcending past that. We're looking about how this universe belongs to all of us, and that we're just sitting on this little tiny planet, and we're still all trying to get along with each other and thinking that ownership is the way to go and claimancy is the way to go. If you're going to claim anything, claim the infinite potential of yourself and realize that you hold that only as a potential, but not something that you feel is an external property. that really cannot be shared. When you have a vision, when you have ideas, when you have innovations, share that with the world. That's exactly why you're getting it. And do whatever you feel you can to make that impact and share this potentiality with the entire planet. This is where we're going. This is how we move into a healing state. This is how we understand that we're transcending the self and we're coming more into a unified based consciousness. So again, this is going to be discussed a lot more in the upcoming broadcast of the Expansion Point. Again, that is going to be happening Wednesday night, April 9th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to tune in, again, at bbsradio.com. Thank you very much for tuning in to this podcast teaser episode. I'm the host, Brad Johnson, and I will speak to you again on April 9th. Looking forward to speaking to a lot of you as we usher in the Expansion Point. Take care, much love, and may it be both.